On the south side of the map, the red Zerg player from Team Liquid. It's Snute. And in the north side of the map, the pink Protoss player from DigPix representing Dignitas DigPix. It is Patience. Hatch first down on the low ground, so probably going to be looking for that very fast third hatchery in this game. No real surprises there for now from Snute. I'm just going to very quickly be a little bit rude and tab out to go and check the check over here. What am I going to check? I was going to do a check if Patience. Okay, so Patience actually all killed Immortals Esports. I forgot about that. He all killed Immortals in week 1. He didn't play in week 2. He did play in week 3, but he lost. Didn't play for Fnatic. And then it's Team Liquid. And then they played Team Property at some point. I was so sure we were in week 6 of the tournament. But the more I think about it, I think we might be in week 5. But I'm not actually sure. Which is probably not a good thing. Yeah, so, I don't know. I have no idea. Anyways. We have a another hatchery on the way in this main base. And that is a free hatch before pool opening here from Snute. Which isn't all too surprising. Varney. Pretty, a map where if the Zerg player gets into a macro game, I really do like it for them. I feel, in my opinion. And yeah, I think it's just going for the greedy route here. Just saying, I'm going to take my chances, get off to a good start. And if I can get off to a good start, I'm going to have a good shot of in this game. Second gas on the way down here for Patience. And we'll see what happens, I suppose, as we await what's going to happen next, I guess. Just waiting. So Patience is moving across the map with a Stalker here, going to put on a little bit of light pressure initially, force out a few Zerglings or so, maybe try and grab a drone kill or something. Shouldn't be able to do all too much, but it's going to be a little bit annoying here. As his first drone being pulled away, and will make his way to the back of this mineral line as another drone is going to try and make a spot crawl and just gets there in time. And as this drone going to become a gas geyser, and this drone also a gas geyser. Queen pops out though, and the drones have actually done a pretty good job of getting some damage onto this Stalker already. So the Queen should be able to clean this up. Patience being a little bit annoying, and just now moving back here with the Stalker. And Snute, is he going to let the spore crawl and the gases finish? He's going to cancel one of the gases. He's going to let the spore finish just in case, and he's going to let that other gas finish as well. So just getting his other gas up, and that Stalker not doing too much then in the end. As Patience a little bit of a mistake here. 2 workers which are just sat doing absolutely nothing, which is a little bit of a shame. So yeah, finally gets that going again. There's a couple of lings just moving around the map, just skirting the edges, looking to see if they can spot anything early on here. +1 coming in from the Forge from Patience, which has come up. And apart from that, just a couple of gateways, so nothing much happening right now. We saw Patience play PvZ against Rhett earlier, and he did go for that 2-base all-in with the Immortal Sentry push. But of course, Rhett did take that hatchery first on the goal, and that very well could have been just a response to that. So let's see what Patience is going to do here on Varney. As already Snute with a Lair, a Rotron, and Evo Chamber on the way in. Scouts into the natural, not really too much to see in the natural. At the same time, tried to poke up the ramp into the main base, so not actually seeing anything at all, not even the Forge just yet. As, I kind of feel as though Patience is probably going to go for a fairly fast third base this game. He's just taking his extra gases on the natural. He has no signs of any kind of tech coming up in the near future. He has no probe out on the map or anything, just a hallucinated Oracle. And that's actually going to scare Snute a little bit into a couple of Spore Crawlers. But yeah, apart from that, I mean, just going to be a third Nexus. So third Nexus dropping down here. And probably going to see that Twilight Council and Blink come in very soon. And Snute going to realise now that that is a hallucination. But Spore Crawler's already finishing. Not going to be too bad of an investment anyways. I mean, in the long run, Dark Templar or something come in. Always going to be nice to have a little bit of detection around. As Hallucinate Phoenix is going to come around and try and scout as well. So Patience only really got to see the right hand side of the main base side with that hallucination beforehand. This time he's going to try and see the left hand side, just get complete confirmation of what his opponent is doing. And most importantly, we'll be looking to try and see that Tireless Den. As this hallucination is going to come in and see absolutely everything. Hydra Den, Zerglin speed being researched, Roach speed being researched, or Rotron researching something, and probably assume it's going to be Roach speed before turning close. And he will have seen that +1 or would have seen the evolution chamber beforehand. As a very fast infestation pit comes in here for Snute, as he looks to be building up towards a Roach Hydra Viper timing here in this game. Big move out though from Patience, and a bunch of sentries in this army as he moves across, and Snute to see it now with a Zergling, but he might very well lose this 4th base. There's not really much on the map to protect it. But Patience is actually going to move back, and I'm not too sure about this. I would have liked to see him try and push forwards, although it's a little bit risky knowing Hydralisks on the way, which because he did see that Hydra Den. It's a little bit risky because if he loses that Mothership Core, all of a sudden he's going to lose all of his sentries, and that's probably going to be game from there. So he's just being a little bit safe, and he's just backing off as more Hydras being added on here right now. Roach Speed about to finish up, Groove Spines as well, and that 4th base for Snute is just over halfway done as he's going to get that Enduring Locust actually. So no Hive. Is just going to be going into the Swarm Host behind this, so not looking for that Roach Hydra Viper timing at all here. Just going to be looking to build up his Swarm Host count in the near future with a little bit of Ling Hydra to kind of, you know, sit in the front, do a bit of tanking, do a bit of pressure. Also, these things getting turned away. No force fields coming down, nothing gained, nothing lost, and +2 missiles starting up for Snute back at home. A bunch of extra gateways being added on by Patience, and we just having a Robo facility out. But the longer we see no Robo Bay 4, the more likely this is just going to be a big free base timing with just a lot of gateways, Blink Stalkers and +2, and there's a War Prism. And again, well, there is a Robo Base, so I guess what he's going to try and do is spawn a little bit of pressure. I mean, use a bit of the Sentry energy. Again, he's got a recall available, so go for a bit of a pressure and then probably pull back and be transitioning into Clawside behind it all. So we'll see how this goes. This War Prism about 75% of the way done right now. It's going to be popping out very soon as Ling's going to take Watchtower control. A few Zealots though are probably going to be able to contest that fairly nicely. And Snoot's going to have to give that up, as I have a couple of hallucinations again coming forwards, looking to try and see whatever they can. I mean, any information is good information, but getting completely shut down here by what is quite a lot of Queens at the front. And 7 Swarm Hosts in that production tab. So Snoot really building up towards this big army at this point in the game, as he might be able to catch a probe here. And if he catches the probe, that'd be kind of nice. Stop any reinforcements coming forwards too quickly. Patience yet to start anything from that Robo Bay. He starts +3, starts charge, so again, he's not completely committed to this, but he wants to, he's not starting Colossi, etc. until he's completely ready, until he kind of falls back from here. So, I say, and he starts Colossi, okay, so I'm just talking nonsense. But yeah, these units coming forward, just going to put on a little bit of pressure, but the Swarm Hosts, and he can't really trade efficiently against this. He is going to force field and try and kill these, which is going to be an interesting way to go about it. He's going to lose a sentry. Or is he? Is it going to get away? Just going to get away, but can't really fight it. Not really enough firepower, not enough splash. And Snute continuing to build up the Swarm Host count right now. So, yeah, Swarm Host count continues to increase. Snute going to be spreading his creep out a little bit further. And some units going to swing around this right-hand side of the map now. Might be looking for, I mean, he should probably know there's no gold base. Well, War Prism actually came in and got turned away quite quickly, so apologies for that. A few Hydras in position in the natural, so we did miss that, guys, so sorry about that. But it doesn't look as though it achieved all too much, as Patience with his whole army over to this right-hand side at this point is going to be spotted by Snute. He has a few Zerglings over here, as Swarm Hosts are going to reposition and be able to start dealing with this. Some Locusts on the way up this left-hand side, intercepting some Zealots here to begin with, and Snute sending out a wave of Locusts in 2 different directions right now as force fields come down. And Patience just trying to buy time more than anything, as we actually have some units coming in towards his main base. So this War Prism going to be doing quite a bit with the blink up as well. He's really going to be looking to put a lot of pressure on with this. These Swarm Hosts need to kind of start reacting to this. You know, Snute doesn't have anything to defend this at all really right now. He's got a few Hydralisks, but they're on move command. A few more Hydras coming in, and a few Locusts as well to try and help out. But this is already quite a few workers going down, 5, 6, 7, and continuing to rise. As these Hydras, with the help of these Locusts, are going to get their way through the Zealots. And these Stalkers are probably just going to be forfeit here. Snute remaking 20 drones immediately, and that's about going to match what he's going to lose here overall. I mean, at the same time, Patience throws away a lot to be able to do this. So Zealots trying to run down this left-hand side again, can get towards the 4th base, but that's not been successful. So Snute doing a good job of just keeping some units back to be able to deal with that. As Patience building up his Colossus count, but Snute's maxed out in this point, and I mean, after clearing up so much of the army, I think he's completely correct to kind of move forwards a little bit and to try and take a bit of position on the map and put a little bit of pressure onto Patience, who's just throwing away a lot of units and might not quite have enough to be able to deal with this just yet. A few Swarm Hosts being left behind to deal with any kind of attack to the right-hand side once again, as we did see previously. Hydra's dealing with some hallucinations there, and Seeing a couple of hallucinated Colossi. Well, there's Colossi 3 and 4 actually joining in right now. Snute going to re-rally these Locusts, and these Swarm Hosts are going to still be rallied in a couple of different directions to just deal with any kind of potential aggression from different sides. As behind all of this, Snute has gotten into that hive. He starts his +3 missile attacks. He starts his Vipers. And I'm looking to just get into a position where he's just going to be able to get in, have that late game composition which he wants. Pretty much everything he needs. A lot of spine crawlers on the way down, so he's really setting up for the long game here. And well, who wouldn't have expected this? On Varney Research Station, no real surprises. Locust going to start hitting this 4th base, but will expire just before they hit. And Patience is going to start moving down this right-hand side. He's got a gold base actually set up to the right-hand side of the map. Now, Varney is a bit of an interesting map in the way it sort of plays out, because generally it's going to be the Zerg player who's going to probably take the center gold base, if it gets to that sort of stage of the game. And the Protoss player probably going to have a hard time holding this base as well. So this gold base is very important for him. But it's probably very important for him to maybe even try and mine from down here for a little bit. Depends how well he can really zone out the Zerg player. It's kind of weird. But we've seen a couple of times in the SC tri-TL so far that he really does. Pro players have taken this gold base, which is essentially the Zerg's gold base, but it kind of works out for them in a weird way. Swarm Host on the way back to deal with this incoming army, and there is going to be Storm on these Templar. So that's going to be a lot of splash damage, a lot of kind of pushing ability here for our Protoss player. These Templar need to be careful. Can't go up against the Locusts on their own, and Snute probably needs to be a little bit careful with his Locusts, because he probably just want to kind of split them up a bit, minimize the splash damage to make sure they last long enough for the next set of Locusts to start spawning. He does know this army is still over here, but he only sends a few Locusts over in that direction right now as he moves the rest of his army northbound. And there's a few Queens up here, some Vipers as well, and all of his static defense moving north right now, so Snute really looking to push forwards and get onto a position where he can attack this 4th base of the Protoss. And at the same time, this whole army is still over to the right-hand side, which is going to be a little bit interesting because, of course, at any point in time, Patience can just recall. Snute's going to have to move his entire army back, though, if he would like to do something about it. And he's sending his Vipers back right now. He's going to retreat these few Swarm Hosts. And a little bit of a weird scenario. He's, in fact, pulling all of his Swarm Hosts back right now. We actually have some Stalkers running by the left-hand side, as we have also some Zealots in towards the main base, and the Natural as well. So Snute actually suddenly taking a lot of damage and taking a lot of losing a lot of his Swarm Hosts as well. 10 more being made in production, so trying to remax on some of these, as he's just lost 35 workers. And Patience finds his way in towards the main base here, and these Swarm Hosts, the Locusts pop out, but they're not going to last very long, and he kind of needs to get some Locusts coming in from behind as well. Snute all of a sudden find himself in a really tough position here as 3 Colossi get yoinked forwards, but a couple of feedbacks coming down. Vipers taking a lot of damage, but only 1 Colossus remains actually. And if these Swarmers can just burrow and get another wave of Locusts coming forwards here, Snute might just about be able to hold down, but he's lost 50 drones at this point. Patience has just done so much damage with this move into the main base, and I was so sure that Snute just knew that Patience's army was down there, but it seems as though he didn't, because as soon as this army started to move forwards, he just seemed completely lost. Locusts coming in again, but they're going to expire before they can really do too much. Snute's going to lose his Natural here at least. His next wave of Locusts going to have to chase down these Zealots, which are now running towards the 3rd base. And Snute having to remake his tech structures here as well. Infestation Pit on the way back up. Dark Shrine coming up though for Patience, and Snute, one of the last things he wants to be worrying about now is kind of making stuff to kind of deal with harassment like that. Big wave of Stalkers coming forwards here in from this gold base pylon. And Patience moving forwards is Snute's going to have to be careful of these Vipers, does not want to lose those. And yeah, does still have his hive up, but not for much longer, because there's them Stalkers blinking in. And these Locusts going to split up, but it's not going to be in time. This hive will fall. And these Stalkers did just blink, so that's going to be a bit of a misblink here, honestly. But I mean, back at home, Patience just has such a strong economy. 89 workers, actually, so he's got so much income. There's a few Swarmers just slowly pressuring forwards here towards this 4th base. Snute's losing workers again, though. I don't even know where. An Archon over here. I think there was a couple of DTs in, and more DTs being warped in now, as there is some Overseers. Well, Archon does go down, but another 29 workers killed, as we actually have a lot of stuff going down over here. And a couple of DTs get warped in time. And is there detection? I don't know if there is. And DTs are just swiping through Queens. Snute's just completely fallen apart in the last 3 or 4 minutes. He is just completely fallen apart, which is a little bit sad to see. The game was going great, and then Patience just kind of came down the right-hand side, and you know, one big move into the main, and now he's going to kill all of these Swarm Hosts as well. So he's going to lose everything, and yeah, Snute seems to have a bit of trouble the last few days. Just, you know, he's had that trouble in Fragmite Masters. He got knocked out of there. What else went down? And I guess we haven't seen too much else of Snute really, but yeah. Bit of a weird scenario. I mean, Snute's still kind of in the game because he kind of still does have an army supply to contest with that of Patience. Yoink on the Colossus of Ducks here. I mean, he does have a better army to actually straight up fight right now in this position. Blinding Cloud's coming down. That's actually going to be a few Stalkers going down here. Blinking Forward is trying to pick off some Vipers. And Patience loses quite a bit, but I mean, the problem is, like, it doesn't really matter because he's got a gold base over here. He's got this base over to the left as well. He's got so many workers that it really doesn't hurt him to just lose some, even just lose some Stalkers like that. It really doesn't hurt him. The Centipedes make their way out as well. And yeah, I just realized I didn't have the score on for the entire game, so that's a little bit embarrassing, but oh well, sorry about that, guys. I mean, yeah, it's 3-0 right now. We're kind of at a point in the game where it's looking pretty dire for Snute, but he's hanging on, he's chilling out. If anyone can make this happen, it's Swarm Host, so we can still try and believe, I guess, but it's going to be pretty tough, man, as this army moving forwards right now. The Swarm Hosts don't have Locusts ready. Here they go, starting to move, spawn those right now, and Force Field's going to block some of these Locusts from actually being able to get far enough forward, and Swarm Hosts stop from retreating as well. It's going to be another base dead for Snute. And Patience is going to make pretty short work of Liquid here overall. Going to be an all-kill, unless a miracle happens right now, because which I don't really think, I don't like to make it unexciting, but I mean, 186 supply against 96, you know, 5 bases against 1. There's actually Zult kind of continuing to kill the bases all over the place, trying to remake them still, but it's just probably not going to happen here. So Patience just going to be saving this. This will be his second all-kill in this season of the SC2 ITL. He will be chasing after Lilbo, who is currently on 3 all-kills in the Team League. And yeah, Patience been a big play for you know, Dignitas did Pixel so far, but a lot of people thinking that's just because they've been playing weaker teams. As a couple of Colossi get yoinked forwards, but there's just not even a DPS there to really kill them as the storms come down. GG called, and Patience proves that Dignitas Dead Pixels can go up with the best, despite